space simulators. My goodness, where do we start? There is not actually yet a full, complete, fully fledged virtual reality motion simulator, space simulator that has been released yet. Now, I know some of you are going to say Elite Dangerous, but let's face it, anyone who's into Elite Dangerous and Odyssey, where we had planetary landings, somewhat atmospheric planets, but as soon as you got out of the cockpit in VR, you went to that stupid screen. It's not even full screen. I mean, what a shame. And they've just really done nothing with the development. So that's such a bummer. But Star Citizen has been nibbling away for, my God, what is it, 10 years now? I think that game, I know that game has achieved the most gross income of any game that has not actually been released yet as a Kickstarter campaign. Didn't they net somewhere in the order of $200 billion or $1 million or something ridiculous? It's out of control, man. I haven't even looked at the specs, but it's crazy. Let's face it, that game, if it can actually be completed, has got all of the hallmarks of an incredible space simulator. And that's really what the topic of today's video is about. I've done quite a few vids so far on MechWarrior, and hang on, let's touch on that. Thank you to everybody out there who has subscribed to this channel, shared it with your crazy friends. I am just so privileged that everyone is enjoying the content coming out of this channel. The MechWarrior video has exploded. I can't believe it. I think we're at something like nearly 50,000 views as I make this video. It's incredible. So thank you very much to everyone. And don't forget, like and subscribe, share it with all your crazy friends because we have got some awesome content coming up. But let's get back into it. Star Citizen. For quite a while now, I've been dabbling on that game in the motion rig. The cool thing here is there's no telemetry coming out, but as I've shown in previous videos, and we're going to dive into in this video, with the SRS Studio software, you can actually map access to joystick inputs directly correlating to motion in the rig. I'm going to step through some of that stuff, although I've done other videos on how that works. This video is actually going to be the starting point for Star Citizen and any of the future videos to come. Now, you can do some tweaks to get it in VR. There's a couple of crew on the YouTube forums showing you how to do that sort of stuff. There used to be the ability to get it working with some other software as well. I've tried all of it. It's okay, but it's not great. And I've got to confess, if you have got a decent monitor, and you've got the ability to keyboard mouse and have your HOTAS set up as well, you can have a really, really good experience in Star Citizen. It is actually a really, really favourite game of mine to play in space. Mapped joystick access to movement. I've got the butt kickers that are producing that awesome vibration and sound, especially when you boost. It's awesome. Plus, the 55-inch Samsung Odyssey Arc with that curve sitting in front of that monitor. It is epic. I'm transitioning from first person, interacting with NPCs, cruising around the space stations, jumping straight into the cockpit of my aircraft. So then all I need to do is flip the keyboard up out of the way. I've got the mouse that just moves slightly out as well. And then we've got the HOTAS all set up, ready to go, and we're in flight. It's spectacular. So this video is going to be a how-to on getting all of that sort of stuff working. And then let's get into the game and check out Star Citizen in the full motion rig. Starting in the cockpit, I thought the first order of business was for us to talk about this fantastic new control panel that I'm using. It's called Game Touch. Now there is another one out there as well called Game Glass. I was using Game Glass for a while. It is excellent and it functions in exactly the same way. Any downside, I guess, with Game Glass is you do have to pay a monthly fee. It's really small, but it is still a monthly fee you're paying for. I decided to give this Game Touch controller a test as well. You install some software on the computer and that acts as the server. It's really easy to set up, and then you install this app on the tablet. Now you do have to pay for the tablet app. It's about $3.90. It's a one-time deal, and then you can connect to your computer using that. Now on the Game Touch site, there are custom screens that you can download, and I've downloaded this one here, Drake by Wormy. And if we load that profile, hang on to your hats, but here we go. Star Citizen, you've got all of your controls at your fingertips. Now I've mapped some of the good stuff to my actual flight controls here, like landing gear and some of the other cool bits and pieces, but it's a futuristic space game. So we want these kind of touch controls. So let's jump in and have a look at the first one. First person shooter. You've got everything at your disposal nice and quickly. You can holster, you can reload, you can do all that good stuff. Of course, you're going to have that mapped anyway to keyboard, mouse predominantly, but that sort of stuff is here. Then if we jump back, we can now jump into flight, and you can see we've got our flight control panel. We can initiate landing gear. And I love the little audio touch when interfacing with the screen. You can hail ATC. You've even got some basic mining controls here. You can leave seat. You can even prioritise whether it's weapons, whether it's shields, so on and so forth. Let's navigate back one more and then actually drill down into the specific vehicle. So let's go into the vehicle. There we go. We've got our driving controls, and check this out. You've even got this little tiny joystick control thing there. It's just crazy. Back again, we'll jump into mining, for instance, and you've got a specific dedicated mining panel to be able to make that job easy. So it really takes the pain out of having hundreds and hundreds of key presses on your keyboard and having to remember everything. This is a real add to the game, and I highly recommend you either get Game Glass or you get this Game Touch controller. So yeah, check that out. So following on from what I was showing before, the Game Touch controller. This is the website. I'll put this link in the description. Jump on there, have a look. Really cool stuff. Lots of stuff about Star Citizen and all that magic, but this in essence is where you're going to go to download the software and get the profiles that you need to be able to get that panel up and running, but I highly recommend it. Then the next little piece of magic is the actual client that is installed on the machine, or really the server side. So it tells you what to configure this port to, and I've got that set to my IP address, and you basically link it up and it'll show here the tablet is connected, or the mobile device, whatever you're using to connect with it. It really is that simple. Some basic instructions and you're up and running. So the next steps to getting the motion rig working is the SRS Studio. I've touched on this on a number of my previous videos. There is some other motion profile software out there that will also act with your joystick for access to movement, but I'm using SRS Studio, and this is what works best for me for certainly this sort of stuff. And in the joystick section, you can tune a profile, and I've actually got the joystick mapped to the various parameters here for left, right, front and back. And if we turn on my Star Citizen profile, you'll see in a minute that my rig lifts up and steps into action, and I'll just turn my joystick on here. Okay, I'm actually running the VP Force Rhino force feedback joystick base for anyone interested. I've got my Virpil Alpha Constellation grip mounted on top as well. Beautiful bit of equipment, and for the flight sim stuff, yeah, you're getting full force feedback. However, in Star Citizen, we're not getting any force feedback through this stick, but you can actually tune the spring sensitivity, which is real nice, because if you're wanting to have that feeling of being on an atmospheric planet, you can crank that up a little bit, and then once you're in space, you can turn that dial down. There's a dial on the top there next to the emergency stop button, and then you've got the options to adjust the basically the spring force. How cool is that? Spring force adjustment on the fly. Now with that turned on, we can actually see if I move the stick to the left, we get movement left in the rig in correlation with that input. And if we move it to the right, we get right movement. And then same, I've got stick forward, stick back and rig back. So you know what, it's not telemetry, but when you're actually in a dogfight or you're coming out of a station and you're positioning the spaceship, man, it just feels so good. You actually get that full sensation. You pair that with the butt kickers. I'm running a butt kicker under the pedal deck, a butt kicker under the seat, and wow, it just fills in all the gaps. Man, you feel like you are in the spaceship. And the next bit of software that it's not imperative to run, you may have Twist in your stick. I've got Twist Axis in the Virpil Constellation Alpha here, and I used to use Twist stick for my yaw, but if you can map your pedals for yaw, it works so much better. And what I'm running to convert the pedals into a single axis so they can act as a correct rudder is this UCR Universal Controller Remapper. And in essence, what this will do is allow you to bring an input, in my case, my V&M pedals, and output as a joystick. And virtual joystick is what I'm running, VJoy, and that output to that VJoy, if you have a look here, you can actually see that I've got left and right correlating as a single axis. So with my feet off the pedals, that axis marker is center. And then if I go right pedal, it goes down. I've actually got my axis reversed for something else. And then left correlates there. So that's how you can actually have your axis correlating directly to two different inputs as a single axis. I also use this in DCS and Microsoft Flight Simulator, and it works incredible. However, there is the ability to map individual axis to your left, your right in Star Citizen as well. So if this doesn't work for you, you can also map your pedals as your. Now in my case, I'm actually running 2 throttle pedals. I got this V&M system done specifically for this. So I've got brake, I've got throttle, and then instead of a clutch here, I've got another throttle. And what I've then got is both of those spring forces feel identical. And then that's as close as I can get to having a dual setup for flight, space, and driving. I don't do clutch games a lot, but honestly, if you wanted to, you could just crank that spring up so that it's got a harder feel, and that's going to be as close to feeling like a clutch as you're going to get. So yeah, to me, that's a winner. And lastly, to make all the magic happen through the butt kickers, we need to have audio inputs coming from 2 different sources and then outputting. So what we want is voice meter potato or voice meter banana. There might be other audio interfaces out there that can do this, but this is the one that I'm familiar with, and I'm using the paid version. The only difference with the paid version is it will uncap the time limit that is on the trial versions. Now the trial versions are really good. They give you a 3-hour limit, at least when I was last using it. So yeah, jump on their site, have a look, voice meter potato or voice meter banana. I'll put the links in the description, and I'll go into a little bit more detail this time, because in essence what we're wanting to do is pick up an input for the butt kickers. And in my case, my butt kickers are being fed out of the audio output on the back of my motherboard. That's one channel. And if we go to here, you can see I've actually got the MME output as my speakers Realtek audio. So that's butt kickers. Then if we go to my A2, that is going to my Arctis headphones that I am running here. And that is what enables me to have 2 outputs going to these audio sources, so I can have sound to my headphones and I can have sound to the butt kickers for vibration. Now the reason that I've separated this, I played around a bit. If I chose both of those outputs to be on MME or both outputs to be on the Windows, then I found that that would cause crackling, and it was just, I don't know, it was just stressing it. So by separating those 2, I find that that is allowing it to work much better, and I'm not getting any of the crackling that I used to. So just remember that. Put one of them on WDM and put the other output on the MME. Now once you've selected those and they're all good to go, you can then basically come down to your speakers output, and you're going to change that to the voice meter AUX input. I know, sounds a bit confusing, but basically this needs to be set to input. These channels are set to output, and then if you've done everything right, the magic will happen. Now let's jump into the game and have a bit of fun.
Well, here we are, Star Citizen. My gosh, what a beautiful game. I really hope they end up getting this to finally release, but I tell you what, there is enough here to keep my interest going forward with the development, and every now and then I like to jump in and have a little play. So let's have a look. Area Commander, this is really cool. This is a spot where you can pretty much jump in and do some PvP, you can free flight, there's classic races. It's pretty cool. I won't dive into that for this video, but I might touch on a few of these in some later videos. But this gravity race is really cool. You can tear around all these different areas. There's lots of different maps to select from, and yeah, I mean, just there's a lot here, even though the game is still in alpha. I also like to use the area commander for testing your aircraft or your spaceships. You can jump into free flight, do some tests, get used to it. That way, if you blow it up or damage it, you can just respawn it again. So yeah, really cool space to hang out in. Anyway, we will jump back and we are going to take off from the persistent universe. And I am currently at area 18. Now, I've got the keyboard set up so that it flips down. I normally just push the throttle forward, get that out of the way, and then I can grab this arm that folds down, and then I've got the Razer Tartarus there with the trackball mouse on the right. This is just a really good combination. If I'm going to be doing some pretty intense FPS stuff though, I do have another little mouse pad that can stick here. I can put the mouse on top of that for a bit more precision, but most of the time I find this trackball works great. Joystick, got the power control lever there. I've got the tablet with all the settings and everything you need on that, and then it's just a really cool space to be sitting. I didn't mention it in the beginning video though, but I am also running the Tobii eye tracker. I've got a Tobii 5 here. This works absolutely beautifully in Star Citizen on this big monitor. It absolutely works brilliantly. I cannot recommend it highly enough. So here we are. Basically, you load in, and I'm currently in my bed, fully clothed, which is what I seem to like to do. So let's now and here we go. This is my living quarters. It's really good. Graphics are just amazing. I really like what they've got going on here. For those that haven't seen the game and are new to exploring what this is all about, it really has a lot going for it. I like the fact that you've got to interact with all the panels, and some of the doors will automatically open. Others you need to click on to get to open. Now you can see there already it's kind of glitched a little bit. I clicked on that for it to open and it took a bit of time for it to open and then shut on me again. So we'll just click to open. And there we go. That's possibly since the last update. It was interacting pretty well previously, but yeah, that seems to have glitched a little bit. Okay, so we'll make our way out down the corridor system here. Everyone seems to be behaving themselves today. They're sitting in the chairs properly. Sometimes the game glitches a bit and people aren't sitting in the chairs. It's obviously night time. There is day-night cycle to all of the planets, and man, it is just a really cool experience. Real cyberpunkish at Area 18, I find. But anyway, let's jump into the elevator and head down into the city and give everyone a look outside. So that opened pretty good. It's weird. There are a few glitches, like I say. Some things will open and interact really nicely. Other things just sort of glitch out a bit. But if you watch the floor count, oh no, it went straight to ground. That's okay. I thought it was going to count down the floors there, but that might have just been me being silly. Okay, we'll make our way out through the lobby area here. They've changed that guy. He used to be...
Welcome.
Oh, hello. He used to be a different character. But anyway, get ready for it. Here we go.
Should sort you right out.
I mean, look at this. This is epic. You can sort of see the lighting pop then as it there was a lighting change. Maybe that's a glitch. Maybe they'll sort it out. No games are perfect. Nearly all games have weird little artifacts and strange oddities. But what a beautiful city. I mean, it's just got that feeling of living and breathing and being a real dynamic environment. You can go into all of these shops here. So we'll just quickly cruise into the Casa outlet. And then this is where you can sort of buy clothes and customize your stuff. it's it's got a lot going on. They've really fleshed this stuff out. So, if you come over to here, you can have a look at that stuff and potentially buy it. There we go. I've just grabbed a nice nice Dio shirt black, or you could grab yourself one of those. And if we jump into our inventory here, this is my character, fully kitted out, ready for action. And if we scroll down through my inventory here, we should see there's that black shirt that I bought. And it really is as simple as pulling off your equipment like that. And I probably won't be able to put that on because I'm wearing that jacket. But if I was to take all of this equipment off, I could then dress myself in just normal clothes. So let's get my heavy armor back on. There we go. I absolutely love my character. I mean, this is just stuff that I've acquired. This is real basic low-level equipment. You do need a bit of coin for it, but not a stupid amount. You could do a few missions and have this gear on in no time. Let's return. Actually, we'll grab that water bottle, and you can even interact with your inventory really quickly and simply there as well. So I kind of like that. All right, let's make our way out of here through the city and to, I think, what everyone is waiting for, and that is hopping into the ship and going for a fly to, I don't know, let's go to another planet, shall we? So let's cruise out of here, and just got to remember, I think it's the financial district. No, we'll head down this way. Oh, these vendors, by the way, you can grab stuff. So, we'll grab ourselves a burrito. And you do need to carry food with you because you do need to drink, you do need to eat.
All the info's right there.
But what I do like is it's not a survival simulator. It's pretty basic. A few snacks and you're good to go. I carry a few first aids and some oxygen with me, and that'll pretty much do you. But before you head out, grab some bottles of water, grab some food. You can even buy energy bars and all sorts of stuff to keep you going. So it's pretty cool. All right, so let's have a bit of a look around here. I mean, look at the scale of what's going on. There's just so many levels, so many layers. You can get down to those various levels. You can't go all the way down though, but there is a fair bit to explore around this area, and slowly but surely, each update, they're fleshing it out, adding more content. It's actually becoming something quite enjoyable to cruise around in. Now, I'll confess, I was doing some recording last night, landed on a planet, and my ship blew up. So, and maybe it was something dumb that I did, but there are glitches. Things can go wrong. Remember, it's an alpha game, so don't get in here expecting to build your character and not have anything go wrong. Things can go wrong. I wonder if they've opened this up. Let's see if this is now somewhere you can go into. Oh, get out of town. Check it out. I mean, this is cool. You might have been able to come in here for a while, but certainly not since the last time I was having a look. I mean, would you just check this out? Actually, that looks like a real player. That looks actually like a real character. Is he actually? No. Oh my God, I think it is. That is actually a real player. I think. Interesting. Anyway, let's make our way up to the screen here, or the window, and have a look out. And actually, that is a place that we are about to go. That is the terminal for us to jump on the train so that we can make our way to the spaceport. So, I mean, look at what we got going on here. This is wicked. This is a really cool space. Actually, while we're in the bar, might as well have a sip on my cheeky beer that I prepared. Delicious. Nothing like having a cheeky sip on a beer before you jump in a multi-billion-dollar space aircraft. All right, open sesame. Hello? Well, this might be the first glitch of the video. I think I'm locked in here. Is the door going to open? Oh dear. So this is a great example. Be prepared for this stuff. Oh, there we go. If you jump into the game, You're going to have some little glitches, some little oddities, but if you can live with that and enjoy it for what it is, you're going to have a good time. What is going on down there? I think that's new. I mean, look, it's dynamic, man. Look at all this craziness. Check that out. Actually, I think they've had this for a while. I just haven't come over and had a look at it. It's like a digital waterfall. What is it? That's cool, man. That is pretty cool. I love this spinning orb thing that's here in the center. It's just wicked. They've had this. So this area here is probably the oldest part of this area at Area 18 that I remember anyway. Well, they've certainly modified it a bit, but yeah, there used to be quite a very basic section you could come into and sort of interact with, but they're really starting to flesh this out, man. It's crazy what they got going on. All right. Is that an actual player? That could actually be a proper character. Yeah, it's hard to tell now. They're really starting to flesh the characters out. Before, certainly from my perspective, you could just tell that they were not real people. They were just NPCs. Now, yeah, they're starting to mix up the character creation, I think, and putting different armor and stuff on them. I mean, these are all just NPCs. You can kind of tell, but yeah, that dude over there, that's using pretty much equipment and gear that was really only for players. Wow, that dude's like full cyborg, man. That's cool. And I love this, right? So you've literally got to wait for the tram. There's just no getting around it, and it tells you up there how long until it is going to arrive. But if you miss it, man, you're waiting here for another couple of minutes. I love that, actually. Might annoy some people, but I actually think it's pretty cool. There's times where I've been sprinting to get on the tram, and I've just missed it, and I'm genuinely feeling like I missed the train. This even shows you, actually, this is an accurate sort of, layout of the spaceport. Just better make sure we don't miss that. Oh, it's coming in now. But yeah, you can actually jump off at these various spots. So you can come around to the transport platform, this transit platform up there. It's pretty cool. There's a fair bit to go and explore and do. But let's not miss the tram, the train, the Skyport terminal. And here's one of the things that I love doing. If we actually cruise up to the front window and jump up in there, this will give you a real cool view of the city as we take off. Okay, now we had a small glitch, and yeah, you might notice by the time of day we had a weird server crash. I don't know what happened. I had to reload. So I'm back here at the tram, and hopefully it all goes okay. It was pretty crazy, man. The tram was all upside down, and it was doing some pretty wild stuff, but looks good now. So here we are. This is just such a cool view. I love looking down at all of this stuff, and man, it's really cool. What we saw just back there was platforms and bridges that we'd walked across earlier to get to the tram system, and I'm confident in time they're going to flesh this stuff out, or at least I hope they do. And these little pauses and glitches, I'm okay with that. I mean, that happens in lots of games, so I don't know whether that's just just a thing that happens or what, but my frame rate's okay. Everything's running good. But I really like this. I really like this, how we're coming down across this sort of highway system, and yeah, normally you can see other vehicles going along here, I think, from memory. It's been a while since I've jumped in and played again, but there's definitely been some improvements and some additions to the game which I'm liking. They're really starting to flesh everything out. All right, so this is us. Let's get off the tram here, and we're at the spaceport, and that's my baby there. That's what I'm running, the Argus Titan, I think it is. Man, it's cool. It's a real small, good little starter. I was one of the original backers that bought the ships that came out, and I don't know, I spent probably 40 US on this ship, and they've got a pretty cool system where you can upgrade it and trade it in for in-game money to go towards your new ship. So after mucking around for a little bit, I decided to get the Argus Titan, and pretty sure I'm saying that right. We'll know once we we'll know once we get to it. And it's cool. It's got its own little internal bed area.
Vehicle retrieval system.
Oh yeah, so okay. This is a thing. I actually blew it up last night trying to do this video, so let's just claim that.
Your insurance claim has been sent. Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location.
So let's make our way to the elevators.
Please be aware that while in the Stanton system and on our core, all UV
Right, elevator has been called. And we are in Hangar 2, and here we go. Let's see the Aegis Titan. Man, I love this little ship. It is so cool. Look, for anyone wanting to get into a game to explore and adventure, man, this scratches all of those itches for me. This is very Elite Dangerousy when you land and go first person. It's very cool. Here we go. The Aegis Avenger Titan in the flesh. Really, really cool little spaceship to start the game in, and I recommend for anyone who's wanting to get into Elite, I recommend for anyone who's wanting to get into Star Citizen, this is the ship to start with. It is just a great all-rounder. If you're wanting to explore, if you're wanting to do a little bit of cargo runs, even some bounty missions, it's a really, really cool little ship. Couple of ways to get into it. You can jump into the ladder system here. So if we were to open ladder, there we go. Man, that never gets old. But we'll go in through the ramp access. All right, see if we can get the ramp to come down. Oh, beautiful. There she is. Welcome aboard the Titan. Oh man, this is absolutely cool. You can see it just sort of locking up and stuttering a little bit. The service seems to be a little, I don't know, a little glitchy tonight, but we'll make do. Make our way through into the sleeping quarters. And there's the bed. You can sit on this. You can lay down as well, and then actually log out here, and then log back in on this location. So really, really cool. All right, we'll jump up. Let's make our way through to the cockpit. Oh, man, here we are. And in we hop. Okay, keyboard out of the way. Just like that. Chuck on my other flight glove. We swing into position. And you'll notice that I've now got head tracking. So the minute I jump in the cockpit, I've got the Tobii i5 tracker here. I'm not using it for eye tracking, just head tracking. And it's tweaked in settings in-game because Star Citizen has native support for the Tobii, so that it switches on eye tracking the minute I jump in the cockpit. So here we are. I've got it tuned as well, so you look up, you're looking at the top part of the monitor, you can see right up. Look to the far right, you're looking to the far right of the monitor there, so it works really, really good. Got the reset button on the stick here, so if you're kind of out of skew, you can just do a quick reset as you need. All right, so let's get some power into this baby. We'll get electrics on.
Aegis combat assist activated. Systems
Right.
green.
Oh man, this is awesome. And let's get the engine started.
Engines online.
All right, all power engines and shields are online, and the rumble coming through the rig is just awesome. Feeling those engines start up, man, it is wild. Okay, so we're going to hail ATC and request takeoff.
You're clear to launch.
Man, I can feel the vibration of these hangar doors opening. Oh man, this is wicked. Oh wow, this is cool. Woo. Man, the feeling of scale, this would just be epic in VR. There's a few mods to make it VR, but they're a bit jank, and yeah, I'm going to hold out until there's either a really, really good delivery of VR for this, or it goes native. Okay, so I've got thrusters under my little hat switch just here.
Complete. Landing complete.
Okay, we'll get her up. throttle her out. Get our landing gear up once we're out. Yeah, definitely a bit of lagging going on there, which is a bit of a shame.
Thank you, and please visit again.
All right, well, let's do it. Whoosh, off we go.
Landing gear retracted.
Oh yeah. We'll go for a bit of a cruise over the city. Check it out at night. Very, very cool doing a night fly over Area 18. Man, the city is just awesome. Looks like we're going to get a little bit of rain on the windscreen here. Oh wow, man, this game just does not disappoint. Okay, so we'll get ourselves up to a bit of altitude here. Kick in those boost. All right, we made it up into the top part of the sky above the clouds, and look at that. There is the city down below. I mean, if that doesn't get you excited for adventure and exploration, I don't know what will. That is absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. And I mean, check it out. Straight up there, I am pretty sure that is one of the starports that you can explore and look at. So let's jump into our Moby Glass and have a look at where we are heading. So jump into maps. What was that orbiting? Interesting. Anyway, we're going to zoom out, and we are looking for... What are we looking for? We are looking for Hurston. There we go. Okay, Hurston, what an interesting place. Now, I'm going to throw up on screen in a little bit a website that I've found from a chap who's actually put together a pretty comprehensive sort of travel guide, if you like, of Hurston and another planet. And I'll put that up so that everyone can see it and reference it, but it is wicked. There is so much to explore. If you want to get into a game right now where you can have an epic time exploring worlds and going down to cave systems, man, this is the game for you. So let's cruise around here and see if we can find a pretty cool point of interest. What have we got here? So depending on what time it is when we get there, but let's see if we can get in on something around. I think that's the ocean. Anyway, not to worry. Let's drop in at this point here, and we're going to plot the route for that particular station. Okay, so that's a comms array. That'll at least get us in on that point, and then we can drop straight in on Hurston. So the route is plotted. Jump out of the Moby Glass there. Oh man, look at that sky. Doesn't that just look cool? Oh man, I absolutely love this game. This is wild. Okay, so let's now turn on the quantum. That's spooling up. Okay, and now that we've got that online, we can actually align with our target here. Okay, and there we go. Okay, and we will engage quantum travel.
Quantum travel initiated.
Woo! Oh man. Okay, so now that we're up in the atmosphere here, that's the first step, quantum travel out from the planet's, I guess the planet's surface up into space, and then you can align with your next target, which is what we've now got locked in on the Moby Glass here. So if we have a look at maps, we can see that we've actually got Hurston locked in and ready for travel, 4 minutes and 22 seconds away. But before we jump to that location, I've got to show you something really cool. How beautiful is the planet down here? I mean, this just looks amazing. And if we spin the ship around, just so we got the tail open, All right, and we'll just stop her right there. Bring her back to idle. We're going to jump up out of the seat for a sec. Oh man, this is the coolest. If you've never seen this before, this is going to be a real treat. But for those that have, you know what they are about to experience. So we will cruise down to the back of the ship here, and just in the, I guess, the orbit of Area 18, we are going to open the bay door, and let's have a little look-see outside. I mean, look at that. Man, that takes my breath away every single time. Look at it. Wow. This is absolutely awesome, right? Man, we are in space. And I mean, there's our ship. There's the Aegis. We're just doing a bit of a spacewalk. This game is just beautiful. Man, very, very cool. Very cool indeed. All right, let's make our way back into the ship. Always get a bit nervous when I come out. Bit of a spacewalk. All right, and then gravity should kick back in. We're back in the ship. Man, honestly, if you're looking for an adventure game to explore and you're into space, I think this, even though it's in alpha, is worth every cent. And I think there's enough in the game to really have value. All right, so we'll get back in the seat there. All right, gloves back on. Okay, and we are good. Engines on. Let's get that quantum drive kicked back in. Just get up our location there. Looking for Hurston. Okay, that's Hurston. Okay, quantum spooling up. All right, quantum drive engaged. And off we go. All right, let's switch cameras now. So we'll jump back to, oh, we could have done it from where we were. So we'll jump into there. Let's go to cameras. All right, and we will jump to the outside camera view. And I mean, just look at this. Man, this is very cool. And that's your actual character. You're wearing, I mean, you're looking at your character with your armor, your helmet, whatever you've got on. It is absolutely wild. And so there's Area 18 all the way in the distance. And here we are, blasting our way forward. Now, in a second, I'm going to put up on screen so that people can actually have a look at the two planets. Hurston is one of them, and the other one is Microtech. And a chap has actually painstakingly detailed incredible points of interest to explore and visit on both of those planets, giving you also a bit of history on the planets and why they are like how they are, and also a bit of an overview. And it is just a traveler's guide to those planets. So we are going to embark on a journey of visiting those various destinations. That's what's going to comprise my multi-part series for Star Citizen, is exploring the places and locations on both Hurston and Microtech. Anyway, let's jump back in the cockpit and keep this flight underway, and we will see you once we're at Hurston. Whoa, here we are. What's happening?
Emergency stop.
Whoa. That was pretty freaky. Okay. Okay, that was a... Oh my God.
Contact.
Holy snap and duck shit. We are in big trouble. Okay, we are going to try and get out of here. I was not expecting this. All right, we're boosting it. Okay, we've been engaged. Shh. Holy snap and duck shit. All right, I was not expecting to be engaged by some bogeys. We are definitely not going to try and take them on. We're going to get out of here because I'm not geared up and ready for this. Okay, let's see if we can get the quantum drive spooled up. Okay, switching back and engage. Let's go. Holy shit. All right, here we are, Hurston. Yeah, baby. Man, tell you what, there's definitely some server-side issues going on because it's a little bit locked up, a little bit glitchy. Don't normally have those issues with this rig. It's normally pretty damn seamless, but oh man, that was pretty intense. Okay, looks like we've potentially taken some damage there. Yeah, not fantastic, that's for sure. Okay, there is a spot where we can land down on Hurston and get some recovery, get some repairs, refuel, which we're going to need to do anyway. But that was very unplanned and super intense. I have never been interdicted heading to Hurston before, so that was new. That was very new. Okay, Stanton Magnus jump point. Now I might actually just quickly boost to that spot just so we can get to a better spot for landing on Hurston where we've got the sun there lighting the planet up. So we'll just kick the jump in. Insufficient fuel. Oh, okay. Of course, we're going to need to refuel before we can get there. So let's see if we can... Nah, that's going to not get me to where I want to be. Let's see if we can jump up to one of these points, perhaps. How far is that? Yeah, we might be able to get to that one there. All right, quantum travel engaged. That going to boost up? Can be a little glitchy sometimes getting the quantum travel to engage. Let's see if that'll go now. Yep. There we go. So I normally just do that, just boost to a spot, and then you can find a good place to land. So wow, we've got a selection of places that we can pop down to. So man, I reckon we just drop in on that one right there. That'll do us. And let's get down on the planet, the surface side. And here we go. This is just awesome. Coming in on the planet is just an incredible buzz. Oh, is that going to take us? Oh yeah, perfect. I thought that was taking us away from the light side of the planet. Here we come. Should regain control in a minute. There we go. Whew, man, the vibrations through the rig are just intense. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is just amazing. Right, we'll boost it to get down there a little bit quicker. Yeah, we've definitely taken some damage from that interdiction. Wow. Now this looks like the lava area, the lava flows. So I thought this might be a cool little spot for us to just cruise over and have a look at. But pretty much what's happened to Hurston is from lots of the manufacture and resource gathering, I believe, it's poisoned the planet, and that's why the atmosphere is quite toxic and there's particles in the air. And yeah, really cool. The guy that has put together the information on Hurston goes into some of that detail, and there's even some areas where you can visit and see the damage and rubbish and just, I guess, the industrial waste that's been left behind, and it's really cool to actually get down low and have a look at some of that stuff. I'm not sure how close I want to get to that lava stuff, but we will land in a minute and have a cheeky look around. Oh man, just amazing. Honestly, the planet formations in Star Citizen, I think, are the best that I've ever seen in a game. They are just beautifully done. And the closer we get, the more detail you're going to see. There's plant life, there's just all sorts of stuff. And low-level flying like this along the planet's surface is just awesome, man. Absolutely awesome. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Just incredible.
Landing gear rejected.
Just an incredible, incredible place to explore. Woohoo! I think I want to check out some of that purple stuff down there. All right, let's head down. Let's find a spot to park and have a look and see what's down there. All right, I reckon this will do us. Okay, so now we can switch to somewhat of a landing camera. If we jump back here and get into there, jump to camera, go to that view there. Wow, we've definitely taken some damage from that interdiction. Oof. Man, that's crazy. All right, let's find a good spot. Well, actually, there's quite a good flat area by the looks of it. We'll head down near this large pool of purple stuff. Wow, looks like there's quite a lot of stuff down there actually. All right, we'll get the landing gear down. Very cool. Very, very cool. Okay, looks like we just lost a light there. Hopefully you can still see in the cockpit here pretty good. All right, bringing it down. And we have touchdown. All right, let's get back into our first person view. And there we are, hopping up and getting out of the seat. Man, I absolutely love it. That is wild, isn't it? Okay. All right. Back into first person view. Get that down. Get the gloves off. Okay. We've got our weapon out just in case. We're running a pretty serious firearm here. Oh, the music too. There's just the atmosphere, like, oh, it's really good. Oh, I'm trying to look down as I come out of the hangar bay doors. Oh man, there's some weird artifacting and popping going on, but that's okay. I mean, just look at this surface. The tessellation on this is just nuts. It really looks 3D. This is going to be wicked in VR. And there she is, the Aegis Titan. A few battle scars, but she got us here. All right, let's go find this pink lake. I think it was over this way. Yeah, here we go. Oh, bit of popping there. Popped in. This is unusual. This area, I don't normally get this kind of artifacting when I'm out exploring, so don't think that the whole game is like that. Oh man, what are those things? Oh, this is cool. Like, man, the vegetation, it's got a lot going for it. Elite Dangerous was pretty sparse. There was some really cool things, but there was a lot of nothing in between. There is a lot of adventure happening here in Star Citizen. My God, look at these cactus things. Wow, that is crazy. Should we shoot the cactus? That's a solid cactus. Whew. Wow. Anyway, that concludes the mission for tonight. Stand by for the next episodes as we are going to explore all of these incredible locations on Hurston. We've got caves, we've got bandit bases. Man, there's all sorts going on. Wicked. Absolutely wicked.